Welcome to the Mom and podcast. We're your hosts, Suzanne Kearns
and Missy Stevens. We want to help you through everything that happens in the ellipses, from your professional life to your emotional health.
You're a mom and so much more. Let's figure out what comes next together. Welcome to the Mom and podcast. I'm Suzanne Kearns. I'm a mom and writer, LGBTQ and sex ed advocate, and this week, the mother of a child who can get me 50% family discount at Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams. I mean,
I love it.
It's the dream.
Does Jenny's have vegan ice creams?
They do. I don't know the specific flavors, but I'm sure that Zoe does. So yeah,
I need to keep that in mind. All right. I'm Missy Stevens. I'm a mom and writer, foster care advocate. And today, kid-free vacation planner prepper, getting everything ready for my mom to be here with the kids for a few days.
So exciting. We're doing that in July. We're going to Belize and leaving.
I don't know if we're leaving. Just the two of you were going.
Yeah. I don't know if we're leaving the kids with my mom or my mom with the kids. I don't know who's caring for who at this point, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty self-sufficient. She needs to drive one of them and just make sure they don't burn down the house at our house.
And Zoe should have her driver's license by then, knock on wood. So
right.
We will see. So today we're having a little mini episode, and it is also kind of a summer camp for moms. So, well, I don't do this, but I've heard that some moms start planning their kids' summer camps like back in Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I've heard that happens.
Yeah, because some of them fill up that fast. So you got to do it. It's not that they're just that ultra organized. It's out of necessity sometimes. But, we spend all this time perfectly curating these opportunities that fit our kids' interests and talents and all the things that they're curious about doing, or just the things that happen to be close in driving proximity. That's kind of how I choose.
Or have a friend that wants to go that you can carpool with.
However you choose your camps, I feel like there needs to be something for the moms as far as exploring their curiosity and their talents. And, in a few months, the kids are going to be going back to school and you will have a little bit more free time. So this summer could be a really great opportunity to start researching things that you may want to do, or, while your kid's at one of those camps, doing a little camping stuff yourself instead of just running errands. And then the other thing that we want to talk about is let's spend summer putting together just a list of icebreakers that can elevate the school pickup line conversations come fall, so that we're not just talking about what your kids are up to and engaging in some interesting conversations about what you're doing and what other moms are doing.
Yeah. My husband and I first started dating. He was always a little panicky that he wouldn't have enough conversation topics, which is hilarious because he has infinitely more words than I do. We don't match up with the typical norms of what they say, women's brains and men's brains, whatever. He has way more words than I do, but he would make in his head, he wouldn't actually make index cards, but in his head, he would have like this list of 5 topics. And I used to make fun of him, but yeah, and he would never need them. I mean, he never needed them. And he was so afraid we'd have a conversational lull, which cracks me up. But make a little list in your head of the kinds of questions you can ask other women. And you may never need them, but just be prepared.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. I might actually make I'm going to put it like I probably shouldn't put a Post-it note. Then people would be like, she's weird, but maybe I'll put it in my phone just in case.
In your notes app. You could always put it in your notes app. And then right before you get to this school event or whatever it is, you could be like, here are things I can talk to other parents about that aren't this camp or whatever it is.
Yes. You know what? Let's do that in our Facebook group. Maybe people can come up with some ideas of questions to add there and things that they would like to be asked as well. Like what would start an engaging conversation with you if someone came up? Oh, I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah. And would you feel weird if a woman walked up to you and was like, hello, here are my questions for you?
Yeah. Maybe we should. I don't know if we should have that discussion. That might shut down this idea really quick. And people are like, no, it's too weird.
It's not weird. It's not weird. We all know how to hold most of us know how to hold a conversation in some way. I mean, even introverted me can pull it off eventually.
Well, and we encourage you to go if you don't usually watch us on YouTube. We've got a very interesting setup today. And so just imagine yourself in the situation that we are in our little video Zoom today. Like, what if you're at a conference and someone sits down next to you,
I
like
do. So,
Missy and I are, and like, what do you start talking about?
yeah.
So get on it.
So, all right. Well, the other thing we're going to do today in this episode that is supposed to be a mini episode, and I could tell it's already too long, but we have selfishly been interviewing life coaches for almost 2 years now. And it's taken us about this long to internalize the importance of setting boundaries and taking well earned breaks. So, for the next month or so, we are not airing new episodes. This will be our last new episode for probably 4, maybe 5 weeks. And what we're going to do is pull some of our best of and some of our older episodes with a few new edits and really highlight the things you can do to start exploring who you are and what you want to do and figuring out what's next when you are not full time momming or trying to juggle work and kids and you have a little more time in your life.
Yes. And so since you have a week to wait until we have our first summer camp episode, start just brainstorming a list there. Google is really your friend. Like
Mm-hmm.
anything that you could think of that is kind of interesting to you, just
Yeah.
Google classes for adults or, stained glass classes, or mine last year was stand-up paddleboard or whatever might be available in your area.
Yeah.
Community colleges are amazing for doing continuing education programs, and local museums or writers associations.
Yes.
I totally forgot about the website Meetup.
Me
But
too.
I know, but they still exist and they have some really cool, I mean, really niche things that
I
might be
guess two
available in
years
your
of
area.
not doing a lot of meetups, I completely forgot that
I
something like that
know,
existed.
exactly. And I've met two of my best friends through a thing called See Mommy Run. I used it in Seattle, and it really was. That's how I met two of my best friends. And then also one lady that we only met with once because she made fun of my Obama bumper sticker. But
Oh, mm,
but it's a really great way of, meeting people who, if you do have younger kids and literally the only time that you can get together is when you are pushing that kid around in a stroller, it's a great way to get together and get some
mhm.
exercise, get out of the house. And
Yeah.
in our case, our kids became best friends for a long time too.
Oh,
So
it's really
yeah.
cute. Yeah, I see moms and kids on a trail that I walk all the time. So local people, if you want to know where, just reach out to me and I'll let you know. And if you have younger kids, like the kids are in their strollers, but it's not like it's probably stroller strides ish, but it doesn't look like old school stroller strides to me. It
Yeah.
looks like they're doing a pretty intense workout and the kids are just there. And you can tell they move them around in their stroller some, but then the moms are also getting their workout. I've wanted to stop and join in their workout a few times. It looks like a good one.
We were just talking about how we're not allowed to just go up and say hi to cute kids anymore. Now that our kids are old, if we ever get a little bit of baby fever, we've decided that is not allowed for us to just go and squish baby's toes. That's no.
I highly recommend being a CASA volunteer if you do need a baby fix every once in a while. So I got to
Yes.
hug babies on Thursday and I loved it. They're just so cute and
Oh.
squishy. So, but speaking of friends, we talked in our recent episode with Wendy Aarons about this. We've talked with Jen Mann about it. So you can go back and find those episodes. We're getting to the point in our lives where our friendships don't revolve around our kids anymore because they're doing their own thing. It's more than just like the common geography. And while, like you said, you've met some of your best friends that way, I have met some wonderful people. I have neighborhood friends that I can't imagine my life without. And we would not have met had it not been for our geographic proximity and our kids. But it's time to go beyond that because these kids are growing up. They're going to be out of here before we know it. So you kind of have to put yourself in environments where you share those interests, whether it's running or knitting or reading or whatever it is.
Mhm.
It's time to go find a place to meet those people. And it's so energizing. Like there's nothing
Yes.
like getting together with people who
And did
share
you
some interests.
the last week of July, depending on where you look it up, the last week of July or the first week of August is International Friendship Day.
I
So
didn't know that.
I'm hopeful we can arrange a episode or something, maybe some friendship specialists, because friendships in older age are tricky because there has been
Yes.
so much time where you are just automatically friends with the parents of the people that your kids hang
Yeah.
out with. So
And some
Yeah.
of those people may be lifelong friends, but some of them may be truly situational friends.
Yeah, we were so lucky in our neighborhood that geographically we just happened to just hit the mother lode as far as amazing people who checked all the boxes for even if we
Yes.
searched the whole city, the people that we would have wanted to hang out with. But it can be hard. We've moved to a new neighborhood and it's tricky to be able to, you
Mhm.
can't just go door to door. Although I think I've admitted this before, that is what we did when we moved first moved here from Seattle. We literally, just the 4 of us, started going door to door and knocking on the doors and being like, "Hi, we just moved to the neighborhood." And we got
Oh,
2 doors down, and that's how we met some of our best friends, and they're like, "Hey, like, you should come for barbecue." And then through them, we met a bunch of different people, and it was really funny. So the door to door method does work, not
so
always.
great.
Yeah, we did not do that when we moved to our new neighborhood, though, because thanks COVID. That would be a little creepy, but
Right.
well, it's creepy anyway, but yeah, it'd be creepy and dangerous. Uh,
Creepy and germ spreading.
yes.
So I think we really just wanted to go through some of the episodes that may pop up in our summer camp episodes. Julie Lithcott Hames, her specialty is raising adults. So raising your kids to take care of their business and be I'm sorry,
Is
Suzanne.
that
It's holding up the book, but in this filter, it doesn't work at all.
oh, it doesn't. I just
No.
oh, wait, no, it does.
You can, oh, that's hysterical. Okay, we'll put a picture of it in the show notes because now it just looks
Oh,
like some sort of glitch in the Matrix.
your turn. There. Oh,
But Your Turn
no.
by Julie Lithcott Hames is an amazing book that it was written for young adults, but
Oh,
it
here.
absolutely applies to moms.
There we
There,
go.
now you can kind of see it.
We're working through. Again, this is if you are ever going to watch one of our YouTube videos, this is the one to do it.
And it's the middle of the day on a Sunday. No one here is drinking. We just have lost our minds. Talk about a need for a break in summer camp.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, in addition to Julie, who I mean, we refer to her probably every other episode. That was such a
Probably.
great episode. Carol Fishman Cohen, who is just some people call her the godmother of relaunching, but I just call her the goddess of relaunching
For
because
sure.
just such amazing work as far as getting companies to do relaunch programs, but also
Mhm.
helping get it used to be primarily stay-at-home moms, but now it is branched out to pretty much anybody who's taken, I think she defines it as a 3-month or more pause in their work, which is pretty much everybody now after
Right.
COVID. But really using that time that you are on break to either freshen up some skills or think about if the thing that you were doing is really something you wanted to be doing in the first place. And she has so many great tips about places that you can go, kind of like we were talking about. If you want to really get started about some summer camp ideas for yourself, she has tons and tons of ideas and resources that you can start doing that with. So, yes, look forward to that one.
Yeah, that's good. When we probably will rerun Catherine Winch's episode, Slay Like a Mother. And we have a giveaway coming up in relation to that. So her book is amazing. And Catherine is full of wisdom about how to figure out who you are and what you want and really make the best of your skills and your interests and your life. Her episode was so inspiring. So we are
Yes.
considering rerunning that one for sure.
And then well, we'll see if it's the grand finale. If we give ourselves a 4-week summer break, it'll be the grand finale. We may add one more. Probably the Evolve Me episode, I think, with Linda Lautenberg and Judy Schoenberg. Kind of similar in the same vein of Carol Fishman Cohn and I relaunch and this idea of really trying to dive in, figure out who you are, what your interests are, and what that means for how you spend your time in this one wonderful life that you have. So it's just a really great way to spend the summer doing a little bit of deep dive while the kids are jumping in the pool. Bring a notebook and,
Yeah.
well, first bring your headphones so you can
I was
listen to
going to
the
say one
episodes.
AirPod in so that you
Whatever.
can hear the help mommy or watch this mom. Hey, mom, watch this and watch your 857th iteration of the exact same jump.
Yes. Oh, that reminds me, we're going to my mom's over 55 community allows families to come to the pool between 3 and 5 every day. So
I love it.
it's 100 million degrees in Austin right now.
So bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you
So bad.
seen, I think you saw, my daughter and I are both have on our weather apps all the
Yes.
cities
So
that she's looking at colleges in. It goes like right now, it's like 3 pages long. But so we go through the weather reports of all these different cities, and it is just
yes.
shocking how gross Austin is. And I'm like, why is everybody moving here?
Why? What
I
is
mean,
wrong with people? I'm
yeah,
sorry. I just dare you to move here. It sucks.
yeah. I'm just going to read through right now. Okay, so my location, Austin, has an excessive heat warming of 103 degrees. Seattle's 55, Los Angeles 76, Providence is 72, New York is a nice 69, Madison 64. All these like normal temperature places, even
Normal
Savannah,
places.
Georgia, when you're like, Georgia, it's hot there, 87 degrees. Yeah, Syracuse,
Normal.
Richmond,
That's just
Atlanta.
normal summer.
Just normal summer. And I don't know what is happening to us. 103. And yeah,
You can just throw the Debbie Downer graphic up because I have heard that within our lifetime, this part of the country will become uninhabitable.
really?
Yes,
What?
like desert.
Like in our lifetime?
That's
Like,
what
should I
I've
sell
heard.
the
Now,
house?
like, granted, I don't know if I heard that from a reputable source. I haven't done a lot of research into it, but it's just getting hotter and drier. And
Whoa. Okay. So if any of
wah,
you would like to
wah.
do this summer camp of pursuing your passion in environmental saving of the
Right?
universe, that would be amazing.
It'd be super helpful if you could fix it.
Oh. Oh my God. Yeah, we should not be on the tourism board for Austin because we are like, why do we live here?
Why?
Why
I
does
think about
anyone
it.
live here?
I used to only think about it in the summer, but the last two winters have also been a freaking nightmare. So now I'm like, why do I live here?
And that's our episode.
Come to Austin, visit Austin.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Uh,
wonderful 2 days a year.
yeah, so maybe that is another thing you can spend your summer doing, reevaluating where you live and how that works with. Okay, let's see. What else do we have to say for our mini episode that is now not mini?
I
I
know.
think, yeah, so just for all of you moms who your kids are off at camps and I mean, the whole idea of your kids going to camps, besides just getting them out of your hair for a while, really is exploring because you never know what their thing's going to be. And
Right.
we still don't know what my son's thing's gonna be. Like, after we did tennis, last year was the summer of tennis, and he was like, "That is not my passion." And
What did
this
he
year,
think of golf?
he thought golf might be something that you should do in the winter, which again, in Austin means that it's not 103 degrees. It really was. It
Right.
was a record heat week,
Yeah.
and the poor
Yeah, it
kid,
was.
he forgot to put on his sunscreen one day when he went in
Oh
the pool
no.
break too, and so
A
that
little
wasn't
toasty.
great. Got his very first sunburn. It's taken him 12 years, but he got his very first sunburn. So yes,
Hmm.
but I think it could be something that maybe is interesting to him. He's got his basketball camp. I think basketball is going to be his thing.
Yeah.
The thing is in Texas, kind of like Friday Night Lights-ish, like some of these kids, if you have not been playing intensive
Hmm.
basketball with a personal trainer since you were 4, you get left behind. So the kids who are
Yep.
just kind of exploring and learning about their stuff in summer camps or, who knows? Who knows what it's going to
He
be
has
like.
time though. He has time.
Yeah, well, next year he can do tryouts for middle school and
Hmm.
it could be a stark reality, or who knows, maybe there's other kids that are like him who are just kind of enthusiasts and kind of feeling
Yeah.
their
My
way through
son
it.
played in middle school and did not play, like, was never on a club level team.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he played 1 year in middle school, and then the next year of middle school, they were like, "It's not really for you." They just had so many kids who were good enough that they were
It's
like, "You should stick with the pool. That's really the better place for you." But he got
oh.
to. He had that experience, and it was fun.
We should have a coach come on and talk about that. Like, what about when the thing that you feel like is your thing doesn't love you back? Like, that might be the thing that, like, is truly his passion, and that I don't know. I think he has abilities. It just has been his mother has not been really attentive to them. We do the
Well, yeah,
non-competitive I-9 things where
right.
you never have the same coach. It's never really a coach. It's just someone's parent who gets roped into doing it, and you don't
Yeah, and
have
if he
the
really loves it and just enjoys playing, like there are a lot of rec leagues that are a little more intense than I-9, but not,
yeah.
he doesn't have to play for school. He can still play.
Yes, we'll see. But we just bought a football and a Frisbee and all this stuff, 'cause I was like, "Oh my we're gonna send Zoe off to college and she doesn't know how to throw a Frisbee." Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what are all the things that people, like, just kinda do in the quad,
Mhm.
and is she gonna be able to do them? And I feel like I don't know if my son has ever thrown a football before. So, yeah, I feel like
Mhm.
there's just a couple of things just to get him even ready for PE next year. We're gonna explore some of those for his summer camp. But, yeah, so as we're letting the kids kind of struggle and try things that are not their things, or maybe try things that they wish were their things that they need some
Right.
additional help with, let's do the same thing for ourselves and start trying out some things that who knows,
Absolutely.
maybe you're amazing at. Maybe it is your thing. Maybe stand-up paddleboarding is what you were made for and you just never
Right.
knew because you never tried it before. So yeah, give yourself a little bit of a summer camp this summer as well.
Yeah, and even if it doesn't turn out to be your thing, you might meet a friend or just have a really good time
Yep.
and be out of the house, and it just changes your whole perspective to
Yes.
leave and go do something that's just for you.
And because you love brain stuff, I'm sure that there are some, like,
Yes,
connections and stuff that are being made. You're, like, firing some neurons and
absolutely. So
yeah,
good for your brain. And yes, building new neural pathways that you can keep doing that. Our neural pathways are not set. They can
yes.
keep regenerating and reforming. And it's so exciting. Like we're not
We
stuck where we are now.
we should call it neural pathway camp because then it's not restricted to summer.
I like
You
it.
can do it all
Uh,
year round.
yes,
All
yes, as you
right.
should be.
So I think, yeah, we're going to wrap it up. We have no look,
Yeah.
listen, learns. We
Oh.
are just kind of keeping it brief, letting you know what the plan is going to be for the next few weeks. And even if you have listened to the episodes that we're going to be featuring, we have like been re-listening to them as well, just kind of choosing which ones we thought made the most sense for the summer. And we learn something every single time.
Yes.
So listen to it again. And a couple of them we recorded so long before we had some special editing software. So they're actually even going to sound better.
What's
Give it
that
another
called? We're
listen.
remastering. We're
We are
remastering.
remastered. Yes, it's a remastered mix of some of
Mhm.
these. So yeah, they'll even sound better. I think they're worth listening to. We've listened to them during the interview, editing them, and then after it
Mhm.
was launched, and then now again, and we still continue to learn something new again. So if you're just listening
Great.
twice, you'll definitely want to do that.
Absolutely. So
All
happy
right.
summer, everybody.
Well, it's like we're saying goodbye.
Right.
We're also gonna have little additional check-ins at the beginning of each of the episodes to tell you some of the
Yes.
highlight things. So we're not going
Absolutely.
anywhere.
And we'll
We're
still be
still
on
around.
social media
Yeah.
sporadically. Like we're not disappearing. We're not going on month-long vacations. Darn it.
No, we're basically just giving our guests a little vacation too, just in case you need a
Yeah,
little breather time. So yes, have wonderful vacations. Go learn something about yourselves.
absolutely.
Go take a nap if you need it, and
Yeah.
we will talk to you next week.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Mom and podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. And if you know someone else who could benefit from the episode, please be sure and share it with them. And while we're begging, please subscribe and rate us wherever it is you listen to podcasts. You can find links to all the things we discussed today in our show notes or over at our website, momandpodcast.com, with the AND spelled out. In between shows, find us over at the socials, including our private Mom and Community Facebook group. The links to that group and all of our socials can be found at momandpodcast.com. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you more than you know. Now go out there and make your ellipses count.